Hello. So you are receiving this because tapping out your reciprocals every day is something that you were assigned as homework following a session. So reciprocals balances our Wei Qi field and also that intrinsic, very fast communication throughout the body mind. If you were to fold the body in half at the belly button, head down, and then fold in half again at the midline, so shoulders and shoulders, the reciprocals would be those points that touched when they were folding. So right and left on opposite sides. I like to think of these points as like mini circuit breakers throughout the body. They help the body to not only navigate through our environment in a way that keeps us feeling clear and grounded and protected in our own energy, but it also helps to keep the internal environment of the body operating smoothly so that we feel confident in our skin. So there are three sets or three areas of reciprocals. There are 17 pairs. The first set, or the first set of pairs, is the upper body to the lower body reciprocals. So we'll start by connecting the top of the right shoulder and the top of the left hip. Hopefully you can see. And it's just a really rapid connection. And then we take one hand off, it does not matter which one. And we tap head, heart, and belly. And then we go to the other side. So top of the left shoulder, top of the right hip. Just kind of sit on that ledge there, connect. Again, it doesn't matter what hand you take off. This time I'm going to use my left. And we're going to tap head, heart, and belly. And then we're going to go the tip of the right shoulder. So where the arm goes in, and you can move it a couple of times, feel that. And the tip of the left hip. So where the femur goes into the hip. We hold those for a moment, take a hand off, and then tap that in. Head, heart, belly. And you guessed it, we're going to go to the other side. So left tip of the shoulder where the humerus or the arm bone goes into the shoulder, and right hip. Again, where the leg bone goes into the hip there. Holding. Once we got that connection, we tap head, heart, and belly. And these are really, really fast to reconnect, which is why it's such a fast tap out. Then we move to the front of the right shoulder and the front of the left hip, connecting with that for a moment. And then tapping head, heart, and belly. Excellent. And then we move to the front of the left shoulder, front of the right hip, and tap head, heart, and belly. Great. And we're going to go back of the right shoulder, back of the left hip, and head, tap heart, tap belly. And then we're going to do the back of the left shoulder and the back of the right hip. Connect, and then tap head, heart, and belly. And we're going to take the right elbow and connect it with the left knee. So you can either sit Indian style, you can bring your feet in front of you, you can put them out flat. I prefer the crisscross applesauce or Indian style. Okay. Connecting that. And then it doesn't matter what hand we take off, we're going to tap head, heart, belly. And then we're going to connect left elbow with right knee. Take a hand off, tapping head, heart, and belly. Good. Then we're going to connect the right wrist with the left hand and the left ankle. Once we have that connection, head, heart, belly, and then left wrist, we connect that with the right hand and we grab onto the right ankle with that left hand to connect left wrist and right ankle. And then tap that in, head, heart, and belly. And we're going to connect the navel, belly button, with the tailbone. So the tailbone, you can access it. It is at the top of the butt crack, at the very base of your spine. We're going to connect those two. Excellent. And then tap head, heart, and belly. And then we're going to move on to the body, to the second set, reciprocals. And the first one is the right eye with the left nipple. Let me tap that in, tapping head, heart, and belly. And then left eye with right nipple. Tapping head, heart, and belly. Then it is the zygoma, or the cheekbones, and the pubic bone. Connecting them, those are very important lymph diaphragms or lymph pumps. Tapping head, heart, and belly. And then it is the vomer, which is a bone behind the nose. So put two hands there. With the xiphoid process, which is at the base of the sternum or the breastbone. So just trace the breastbone down until you get to the end and you'll feel like that little wiggly part. We're going to hold those two. And then tapping head, heart, and belly. And then we move to the mouth and the navel or belly button, connecting them. And tapping head, heart, and then tap kind of just around the fingers that are holding the belly button there. Great. And then we have the right ear. So with your left hand, touch your right ear. And with your right hand, put it into your left armpit. So it is left axilla or armpit and right ear. We connect them, take a hand off. Doesn't matter which one. Tap head, heart, and belly. Excellent. Then we take our right hand and touch our left ear, and our left hand goes in our right armpit. So we're axilla, right axilla, left ear. Connecting, take a hand off, does not matter which one. Tap head, heart, and belly. Good. Then we're going to do the right side of the head. Just kind of, when we're tapping our cortices, we do both. This is just the right side of that hand placement. And with our left hand, we connect it with our left hip bone. And just like I'm doing with the hand here, I'm kind of cupping the entire hip. So I'm getting the front of it and the back of it. And then tapping head, heart, and belly. And we do the other side. So left side of the head here with the right hip. Excellent. Tapping head, heart, and belly. That one needed a little bit more. And then we move on to the final set, which is the upper spine to the lower spine. And the first one, we find the jaw muscle on the right side, or masseter muscle. Open and close a couple times. Find that muscle, hold it, and then take the left hand and find the SI joint. And the SI joint is where the ilium or the hip bone and the sacrum, which is the flat bone at the base of the spine, connect. So the easiest way to find this is to find that big flat bone in your lower back, and then just move off towards your left butt cheek and kind of feel around until you kind of feel a tender spot. You may feel where those two bones come together, and you may have a little cushion and you may not. So just find kind of the tender spot. It's almost always tender. I've yet to meet a person, myself included, where the SI joint wasn't a little bit tender with palpation or tender with touch. Hold those together. Good. Take a hand off and tap head, heart, and belly. And then we're going to do the other side. So finding the jaw muscle or masseter muscle on the left, holding that, and then going with the right hand, finding that big wide flat bone at the base of the spine, and moving off now towards the right until you find kind of at the top, not quite the middle, but almost the middle of the right buttocks is where you'll most likely connect with that tender spot, which is the SI joint. Holding those two spots, taking your hand off and tapping head, heart, and belly. Good. And then we'll connect the temporal or the temples, so thumb and finger on your temples, with the coccyx or the tailbone. Again, the top of the butt crack, base of the spine, connect those two. Take a hand out, and doesn't matter which one, and tap head, heart, and belly. And we move the hand to the back of the head for the occiput, and the occiput connects with the sacrum, which is that big flat bone that we were just using to find the SI joint. So we connect those, and then take one hand off and tap head, heart, and belly. And you might want to hold these a little bit longer, and that's okay. For the most part, to balance them, it's very, very quick. It's just connecting, just touching those 2 points and the tap, and that's enough to get them reset. The next is the upper spine. So right where the spine, the neck, and the head meet, we are connecting the first 5 vertebrae with the very base of the spine. So the last 5 vertebrae. And we're holding those for a moment, and then taking a hand off, it does not matter which one, and tapping head, heart, and belly. And then for me, it's easier because you're going to move down your spine. We're just basically, if you took the spine and you folded it in half, you had the top half and the bottom half that were touching, and we connected them. So now we're moving a third of the way down. So the it'd be C6, C7, T1, T2, and T3 with T12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So moving up, moving down, connecting. And we're just kind of connecting through the front part of the body, but we're focusing on the spine. If you have someone with you, you can have them touch your spine for you. Or if you're very, very flexible, you can maybe get it done. But it's okay to move to the front of the body as well. And then the last one is T6, and it connects with itself. And it's right at the heart center. So to connect it to itself, we just place one hand over the other, focusing on the spine. And then tapping head, heart, belly. That's reciprocals. Hopefully you are feeling grounded and centered. I'm feeling a little bit switched. So if you are also feeling switched and you know how to tap out your switching, you can do that or tune into the next video. Thank you.